Hello, welcome back to Where Wendy Travels, Where Wendy Creates. Today I wanted to show you 5 different techniques for putting a pocket inside of a fabric and paper mixed media junk journal. And there's several different ways to do this, but I want to show you different ways that everybody here can use to put on a pocket. So if you sit down at your table and you're ready to play and whatever medium that you usually use to put those pockets on is not available, you do have alternatives, and I want to show you today what they will look like. So today I have 5 different sheets of paper, and I have taken the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, folded it in half, because my junk journals that I'm currently making are this size to go into the fabric junk journal, 8.5 by 11 sheets. So I have folded them in half, and again I'm going to demonstrate 5 different ways to put that pocket on your journal, so you don't have to be stumped searching around the house, searching around your craft room, if you don't have that technique that you usually use. So I also have with me 5 different sheets of scrapbook paper that I have trimmed down to the size that will fit on here, 8.5 by 11. So it's 11 divided in half, so that's 5.5 inches by whatever length you want your pocket to be. I have done these almost 4 inches, so you have your 4 inch by about 5.5 inch to cover that pocket size. And then we're going to look at different ways that we can put that pocket on your journal. And of course, if you just want to go quick and you want to cover it up with whatever color washi tape that you want to use, you can, let's use these 5. You can grab your washi tape, take one of your sheets, plop it down exactly where you want it, and you can take your washi tape and simply affix it to the page with the washi tape. So we're going to do that real quick for us. And it does coat the front edge. What I'm doing is putting half of the edge of the washi tape on the paper, overlapping it by approximately half the distance. And then we're going to take it across the bottom as well. And we're going to put that the same method, approximately half, on the sheet of cardstock or scrapbook paper that we're using, and half overlapping. And we're going to do that on all 3 sides, as you see that I have done here. And then we're going to put it on the bottom of our page, realizing that only the scrapbook paper is touching the page. And then we're going to gently wrap it around that edge of the page. So it is going to be perfectly affixed on all sides. And in the corner, I meant to show you this before I put it down, washi tape is fully adjustable. So pick that up, draw your mitered corner down on your piece, fold the one in, fold the other and over, get to your other corner, stop a 1/4 inch before you get there, trim your angled cut in, fold it over, and then you can fold up the center. Now that is overlapping the spine, and all that does is go to reinforce the spine. So when we punch through that, we're actually punching through the washi tape for extra reinforcement as well. So that does not hurt it at all. We're going to decorate the inside. decorate the outside. So washi tape looks like a great way to create our pocket on one of our pages. So let's grab the next page. We're going to grab the next page. We have our next pocket. And with this pocket, we're going to simply, oh my, I can't find the normal medium that I use to make my pockets. So I'm going to simply grab office stapler, and we're going to round the very end, bowing it ever so gently, taking it all the way in to just before the seam, and we're going to go ahead and staple that 3 times, that inside seam. And these staples are going to be covered up on the other side by however we decorate the other side. They're in from the center. And then we open our page back up. And we have it begun with our staple. And then we're going to simply staple. And honestly, if you look at these beautiful silver staples, they blend right in. They look perfect. There's no harm, no foul. It's your journal. You do this journal the way you want. I'm only going to do 3 staples on the bottom, 3 staples on the side, because I'm not going to put fine medium in the pockets that are going to fall out. I usually use tags that are at least 1.5 inches across, so they're not going to fall through here. If you use finer, please put 5 staples on the bottom instead of the 3. But absolutely beautiful. We're going to cover these up on the inside. I can run my fingers over them. If you have a good staple, that pushes them down very well. Don't have to worry about that. And in the decorating process, we can always cover it up with a washi tape, any other medium, and you're never going to see that. And those do look beautiful. This staple I probably should have put down a little bit further so it didn't clash with the top of the paper. Easily going to be fixed in our next step. So that's the second one. Up for tip number 3 on how, if we don't have our normal medium, what we can do to put a pocket onto the page. So I'm grabbing the third one. We're putting that pocket where we want to have it on that sheet of paper. So we can go ahead and see how high it comes, approximately halfway up the paper. And we can take our glue of choice. Now this is just a plain white glue. But if you have the sewing glue, that actually dries much quicker than the Elmer's does. This is regular school glue, so it does take, let dry 3, always close, I want to say it's 3 hours to be pre-soaked 10 minutes in cold water. It doesn't say how long, but it does take slightly longer than the fabric glue to glue. And again, this does only take up a little bit of the edge. So you're only losing that 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch with the glue. And I have pushed the glue out with my first round. And now I'm just smearing it a little bit, getting it a little bit thinner so that glue stays between the 2 papers where I want it. And a lot of people use glue as a normal medium. I don't, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad medium. It's a great medium. Highly, highly, highly recommend. And we did use glue to seal this one down. And likewise, I had a stick glue here. So if you have stick glue, fabric glue, liquid glue, whatever you have, you can use that. But again, I want you, before you put that card in and out of that pocket too vigorously, I want you to give that time to dry. So that is one thing that does take time to dry. And then, of course, yes, it's pretty close to a permanent fix. All right, so let's get on to our third medium. Stick glue is usually what I have around here. I thought I did have a stick glue up table, but I had the Elmer's, so we used that for the glue this time. And I'll find my stick glue momentarily. Anyway, I'm quite sure. Now, up for our fourth, I've got 2 sheets left, 4 and 5. So our fourth way to affix a pocket onto the bottom. So we're going to take our matching paper, whatever we have selected for our pocket. We have our 8.5 by 11 folded in half. And this time for our fourth medium, packing tape. Say you recently moved in, you've got the packing tape around, you wrapped holiday presents. Oh my goodness, don't know where my glue is, don't want to use the sewing machine, don't have a sewing machine. Packing tape, just like the washi tape, works perfect. And I actually love this on the binding of the book because it helps reinforce those pages, because my junk journals do get a lot of work. And this is just the excellent medium to put those pages down, tape them around the other side. They are fully covered up by the mediums that we are going to use on the other side. So it does not matter how much I overlap, because again, I do anticipate putting different paper clips, different ephemera, different things around the edges, so that tape is not going to show. And all it does anyway is create that glossy hue, clear protectant on that page anyway. So we've got that piece way too big, so I am just going to take it, I'm going to fold it around, I'm going to trim off the excess, and we have that pocket permanently adhering to that page. I've had a lot of comments that people actually like that better because it does give that plastic coating to the outside of a highly used pocket or page, and that way it's never going to take on the dirt, the grunge, the brutality that we put a lot of our journals through. So again, it may have looked like or sounded like an awfully horrible thing to do, but you've got your pocket finished and it's 100% thoroughly stuck down there, and you can have that pocket ready to go. Now, so that was 4. Now we're going to do the 5th, which is simply taking that pocket to the sewing machine, turning on that sewing machine, grabbing the pocket that we want, and doing a quick zip, 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 and that pocket is secure. Now, some people say, hey, Wendy, I always use a zigzag. You can use a zigzag. I'm just, looks like it's set for a straight edge. And again, you may have heard when I work on paper, I like to work with a longer stitch, meaning not as many stitches per inch when I'm going around it. It's not necessary, and it gives the paper itself more holding power, if you will, with going around it. And I'm not really staying close to the edge, as I'm sure you could tell. Just trying to quickly get this done instead of going for neatness. But again, we take that thread, we're going to trim it on the back, trim it on the front, move that sewing machine out of the way, turn her off again, and we have that perfectly sewn pocket on there that is strong, sturdy, holds anything we want. If we've used the color, it just adds more texture, doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. Stitching on a paper junk journal can be a really, really nice touch. And there you go. That is 5 different pockets, 5 different ways to affix the same pocket that you can use in your junk journals. So anytime that you are stuck, not knowing what to do next, I don't want you to feel like you don't have an alternative. Go ahead, grab that junk journal, throw in a pocket, save that ephemera from last night's ticket or that piece of mail that you got that you really want, and get on with your junk journal. Have a great day, my friends.